Mr. President, just first of all, that major disaster declaration we approved. Next level of appreciation on behalf of all the residents here in Southern California. As the chief said, we had pre-positioned assets this weekend in anticipation of these weather events. The complexity of multiple fires, the likelihood of these weather events, this wind event will continue over the course of the next many days. Impacts of over 1,000 structures already that have been destroyed, 100,000+ people that have been evacuated, lives lost, traditions, lifestyles, places torn asunder. This speaks the world to us, and just publicly, because I think this is important. The president happened to be in the region, in town. It's impossible for me to express the level of appreciation and cooperation we received from the White House and this administration. So on behalf of all of us, Mr. President, thank you for being here, and not just being here today. Thank you for being here since the minute of this incident. There was a 10-acre fire less than 24 or so hours ago on deep ground.
It's astounding what's happening. Only one piece of good news: my son lives out here in Kuwait. They got a notification yesterday that their home was well burned to the ground. Today, it appears that maybe still standing, and not sure. But the good news is, I'm a great grandfather as of today. My granddaughter. Baby girl, baby boy. So I remember this day for about a long recess.
Thank you, press. Thank you, press. Very good. Thank you, President. Thank you.
We're looking at President Biden there at the Santa Monica Fire Station, having just been briefed on the unprecedented fire emergency in Southern California. The president's calling it astounding, and we just heard from some of the chief officials there dealing with that, including the county fire chief, talking through the latest developments with the Eaton fire, now consuming more than 10,000 acres, and that is just one of 4 major fires now burning in the area. At least 2 people are dead, many more injured. I want to bring in our chief national correspondent, Matt Gutman, who's in Southern California near the Palisades fire. Matt, walk me through what you're seeing and why this wildfire is so unique, even for this area.
I mean, we're talking about one of the most densely populated parts of the country, LA County, one of the most ferocious, extreme windstorms that we've seen in over a decade, and it is bone dry out. Diane, you know, this is a major disaster, as we have been seeing. The reason we're down here on the Pacific Coast Highway is because you cannot get any signal up on this road. But we had to drive through what was basically a tunnel of fire to get here. This is still very much an ongoing situation. Firefighters, where they can, are still trying to put out flames in high-rise buildings, in stores, in homes. But we have seen with our own eyes many hundreds of homes. And you can see, looks like this apartment block behind me, that's about to catch fire, is catching fire. That smoke cantilevered over this. This is still very much ongoing and will likely be through tomorrow when the wind begins to subside. But I don't think I've ever seen anything like this. So densely packed is the destruction in the Pacific Palisades. Stores, supermarkets, the high school, and many, many hundreds of homes, Diane.
We heard the city fire chief say in her 25-year career she's never seen winds like this. The LAPD chief calling it unprecedented. Matt, talk about the challenge of having to fight 4 major fires, and they have many more going on too, but these 4 major fires all at the same time.
That's right. Earlier today in that press conference, fire chiefs were saying, hey, we are strapped. We are tapped out. We have no more resources. And that's why, Diane, we were driving through very large neighborhoods, having spent hours there, and we didn't see a single firefighter. They are just too stretched thin over a very large area in LA County. That's why they're surging reinforcements here, personnel and equipment, but it hasn't come quickly enough. And a fire chief told me this morning there's nothing that can be done to combat wind that is this fierce because it just turbocharges all those fires. And we've seen it one little ember gets into the eaves of a house, and within 30 minutes, that thing has burned to the ground. And this is the kind of fire behavior that I haven't seen in 10 years of covering fires pretty regularly. And fire chiefs and people who have been experts in this for 25 years say is incredibly unusual and particularly dangerous, Diane.
And Matt, the president just said he has signed a disaster declaration. The governor thanked him for that. How much do you think that's going to help, and what is this area going to need most now?
I think it's going to help in terms of funding and resources, because what we saw there is the decimation of a town. This was one of the wealthiest enclaves in America, with some of the nicest stores, some of the most palatial homes, and the infrastructure is destroyed. The downtown business area is destroyed. Schools are destroyed. Places of worship are destroyed. They are going to need a Herculean federal effort to assist the state and local effort to try to get this town back on its feet, if that even can ever happen. I mean, we drove to places, neighborhoods that I've known for years because my family lives here. I couldn't recognize the place. The place has completely changed because of this fire, ripping through so many countless of hundreds of houses and businesses. It is going to take a very long time and a lot of resources to rebuild this community, Diane.
It sure is. Our Matt Gutman there from near the Palisades fire. Matt, stay safe, and we are looking there at an image from our KABC chopper. You can see, again, 4 major wildfires burning in Los Angeles County, dozens more smaller fires burning there. Emergency services are really stretched at their limit. So far, more than 10,000 acres contained, 2 people dead, many more injuries. We will continue to stay on top of this story on ABC News Live, on abcnews.com, and David Muir will anchor a special edition of World News Tonight from there in Los Angeles. I'm Diane Macedo in New York. Right now, we'll return you to your regular programming.
This has been a special report from ABC News.
Vraylar is not approved for elderly patients with dementia-related psychosis due to increased risk of death or stroke. Report changes in behavior or suicidal thoughts to your doctor. Antidepressants can increase these in children and young adults. Report fever, stiff muscles or confusion, which may be life-threatening, or uncontrolled muscle movements, which may be permanent. High blood sugar, which can lead to coma or death, weight gain, and high cholesterol may occur. Difficulty moving, tremors, slow or uncontrolled body movements, restlessness and feeling like you need to move, sleepiness, nausea, vomiting, and indigestion are common. Side effects may not appear for several weeks. Visit Vraylar.com to see additional side effects. Ask about Vraylar. AbbVie could help you save.
Looking for a moisturizer that does more than just moisturize? Try Olay Regenerist for 10 benefits in every jar. Olay visibly firms, lifts, and smooths wrinkles by penetrating the skin to boost regeneration at the surface cellular level. Try Olay.
Dr. Darian is back, and we're talking running versus walking.
Which one is better? That's what we're trying to figure out. You know, as we get into this new year, many people getting those resolutions, getting their feet to the ground, getting those extra steps in. There's a new publication from the New York Times that compares the benefit of walking versus running. There's a clear winner, running, obviously. It's shown an increase in terms of the VO2 max, which is a measurement that scientists use to understand how good of an activity something is in terms of fitness.
Well, Philip, it does appear that that remains to be the case right now. We haven't seen those fire crews really work their way into the area as of yet in terms of the helicopters and the fixed-wing planes, the fire retard dropping planes. You know, LA